This year's from Piers Morgan, and he's pitching in now on Meghan's little stunt at the delivery room where she was dancing in that certain way. Harry was dancing too, but he gets into some other topics too. So let's see what he's got to say. And by the way, I kind of feel similar to him about Meghan and Harry. I'm not going to say I don't like covering them. I like making all videos, talking about whatever it is, but it feels like the news on them is a lot of fluff.
That's how I feel about these two. I don't want to talk about them. I feel like we shouldn't have to. And yet all the papers have been full of it for the last week. So here we are, and we're off again, and it'll be, well, what do we say about this?
Well, I've been dying to ask you, because I know you spent time with Princess Diana and Meghan.
Yeah.
I saw Meghan trying to recreate Princess Diana moments with the Disney pictures. Do you ever get the sense that she's trying to do that? Or do you see any of the real Diana in Meghan?
God,
you?
No.
Really?
Fuck no. Sorry. We are uncensored, but oh my God, the idea there's any comparison between Diana, who was the biggest star in the world, probably, arguably, along with Donald Trump, the biggest star there's ever been.
That question right there, is there a resemblance between Meghan and Diana, is a really stupid question. So I've got to actually wonder why she's on the panel and what she's going to add to this conversation coming in with that logic. Even Piers' reaction was, pretty straightforward.
Cannot compare Princess Diana to President Trump. That's outrageous.
No. You can't do fame. I would say those two are the two most famous people I've ever seen.
No, but isn't one fame and one, infamy?
Fame's fame, right?
That's
fame is just how well known are people. Trump, I've read somewhere that Trump gets the publicity oxygen in global media of the next 1,000 people in the world combined, right? So I'm purely basing it on that, really. And he lives in the digital age, which massively increases fame.
Well, this is a bit off the track, but I've said this about Amber, that she was one of the most famous people in the world at a certain point, not because she deserved it. It was infamy. Yes, that's true, but fame is fame. Around the globe, people got to know her name, and that's that. But anyway, I digress. Kind of a sidetrack.
As always with these two, bear in mind, just to remind people, because I did know her a little bit before she met Harry, and then she obviously ghosted everybody.
She rejected you, right?
Well, of course she rejected me, yeah. Whatever. It doesn't matter what did she reject?
It kind of does matter, doesn't it?
Well, not really. What do you think I actually tried to, do what with her?
I have no idea. I wasn't there.
So why would you say I was rejected?
Well, what happened then?
What happened? She asked to have a drink in my local pub. I met her for an hour and a half.
Right.
And then went back to my immeasurably better looking wife.
Well,
so the idea that somehow I was rejected by Meghan Markle is so utterly ridiculous. And yet people like you promote these scurrilous rumours.
But there's got to be a reason that you're so angry
at your heart, no, I'm not angry with her. Here's my thing with them. I'm angry at their hypocrisy. I'm very angry about the ongoing attacks and diminishing of the reputation of the royal family and the monarchy.
Yeah, that's a good point. This guy here, I don't know who he is. I've seen him before. He's apparently a comedian. I don't know Piers. I don't know Meghan Markle, but my gut feeling tells me that, whatever they were doing, it was kind of professional about shows or whatever. I just can't see it that, Piers would be, actually lovey-dovey for Meghan Markle. And I do agree that doesn't really have much to do with anything he says. If he says something incorrect, makes a mistake factually, people are going to know. Now he gets into their privacy claim a little bit.
But on the hypocrisy front, I think that as all the royals get, they were criticised for hypocrisy. The difference is they went DEFCON 1 because they couldn't handle it. And then the relationship with the media broke down, and then they left the country and so on. But why did they leave the country? They wanted freedom. They wanted their privacy. They wanted to be left alone. All of these things. Since then, he's carried on, suing everyone that moves, suing particularly over his personal security in the UK when he's hardly here, but to protect his family. And yet at the same time, here they are at Disneyland, putting pictures up of their kids all over social media for millions of people to look at. Again, I simply say, James, it's the hypocrisy. It's nothing else. It's people don't like the double standard.
Firstly, I just want to say, anyone at Disneyland taking a picture, they're not having a Princess Diana moment. They're just having a moment with their family. So it's ridiculous.
Well, why post it?
It's ridiculous to suggest
Why
that
post
just
it?
because they're
Why
on a log
post it
flume,
if you care about?
they are having a Princess Diana.
If you're worried
she also
about-
wasn't at Disneyland. I think she was at Chessington in the UK. So it's
She's at
completely
Disney
different.
World.
But she didn't cover their faces with emojis.
What, Prince Harry
No, but
and
that's
William?
to beat the media at their own game, right? Because then the
Yeah.
Mail can't publish it. Actually, do you know, while we're on the Mail, can I read you a headline after that twerking video went out? The Mail published, did they think twerking like trailer trash teens would endear them to the public? You know, all of that conversation we had, I've had them with you many times, about there being no racism around Meghan Markle.
All right, here we go. That I guess she's going to get into the word twerking means they were racist towards Meghan. So it's kind of like the problem is if you play the racist card, it's got to be good. It's got to be undisputable. It's got to be factual, right? It can't be some kind of a subjective thing.
Markle. To me, that is a racist.
do me a favour.
It is.
Trailer trash
It is.
How can that be racist?
That's
That's an
American
Because she's twerking.
It's
no,
an
no, but it's the
American
way.
She was literally twerking.
It's the way that they described it, like trailer trash teens. I mean, you know,
Trailer
twerking is a
trash
long-standing. You know,
is
that
an
is
American
that is
term.
emanated out of the
What's
African
racist?
diaspora.
Oh,
that
do
is-
me a favour.
But it is. And
It's
to
ridiculous.
describe that, like, you know,
It's
that
ridiculous.
style of dancing
Let me
as
tell you,
akin to
the
trailer
Trailer
trash.
trash is the Tiger King. Like, that is the definition of trailer trash in America.
But
it's
to liken twerking to that is inherently, that has racist
No,
undertones.
bollocks.
It does.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Complete nonsense.
It does. And also,
And this
you're
is the
very,
problem with this problem with it. She would love that. She'll send you one of her pots of jam for that.
Look,
It's like, great.
you have
She's played the
rather-
race card. That gets me off the
But
rack.
it's true.
Maybe you see trailer trash in your country as someone else who's not white or black. It just means not a classy thing to do when you're in your birthing room. That's all they were getting at that. All right, and I skipped a bit, but the twerking conversation continues here.
Maybe what you did was sell about 3 jars and claim it's a sellout, hoping that would fuel sales. Nobody cares.
I imagine it would.
Unless they're
have sold out.
trashing the royals, nobody cares.
I mean, people even buy those plates with like the king and queen's face on. I imagine her jam
if they are the
sold out.
senior royals, the jam doesn't sell. She's now saying she's suspended production or something absurd. The whole thing, we know it's all crap.
She's going to open a hotel, which I'll be looking
Oh,
forward
come
to.
I am
on, Vic.
definitely going to be checking in.
Really?
I can't wait to visit that.
I'm going to go to
Look,
the twerking classes.
I don't see a problem
The
with that
twerking,
at
let's
all.
go back to the twerking thing for a minute, which you say was racist. I mean, honestly, it's exhausting.
No, to
But let me-
compare it to trailer trash. That's the problem.
But okay, what does trailer trash mean?
I don't know. You have to ask the mail editor.
When did it apply to black
trailer
people?
trash means it's
Hang on, when did it apply to black people?
No, but in that twerking.
Trailer trash does not mean anyone's ethnicity or
No,
colour.
but twerking.
So why
is
would you say it does?
Twerking. It has only
White
been what?
people don't twerk?
Only been in the Western consciousness, since 2013 when Miley Cyrus did it at the VMAs. But like, you know,
So you
this is
accept
like
that for the
a-
last 12 years at least, it's been white people
it's
doing the
put-
twerking.
it's- yeah, but
Do you? Or not?
But Meghan is.
Or do you or not?
Meghan is not a white woman.
So
to
we've
say
only
that
associated
by her
twerking with white
is
women
trailer
since
trash.
Miley Cyrus in 2013.
No, I'm saying that's when it entered like the Western consciousness.
So why is it racist now when it's Meghan Markle?
Because you're saying that she's trailer trash for twerking.
It was a columnist who thought she was trailer trash because it was
Because
a
she
very.
was twerking.
Most people I saw commenting thought it was a very tacky thing to be
Do you
putting out
think
there.
if Kate and William did this, do
you think
that
they'd
would-
ever release it?
If they did,
Do you think
do
Kate
you
would
think
release a
people would
twerking
use, would
video,
people use headlines
heavily
like that?
pregnant at the bedside?
Would people say things like
They'd
that?
say
And would
The
that
thing
be
is,
acceptable?
these two will sell anything about their privacy, and yet they'll fight privacy battle after privacy battle. It's total
I don't agree
hypocrisy.
with that. We've seen also just like the blatant misogyny.
Yep, I got to agree there. I think that's kind of the main point. Anyway, this panel's a little creepy for me, just to be honest. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. Doing pop culture, all things Meghan Markle, waiting for Day Drinker. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.